The best 3 p.m. Jets show in the planet is back. We are back, and we are talking about our guy. He is hit IR. This is not goodbye. This is not This is not Nick Bosa's season-ending injury. It's not goodbye. It is simply see you later. All right, Darren Muji. They've already tried to make a move. I'm not sure if it's going to move the needle, but we'll talk about that. We'll talk about it all. Come on now, you already know what it is. It is Boy Green meets Wudi.
Can you guys help us get a Jet chant here? Yeah, going. Oh. Okay, yeah. Come on in. Yeah. Okay, let's go! J-E-T-S, Jets! Let's go! J-E-T-S, Jets! Let's go! There you go, Wudi!
Third Party Thursday.
Chris joining us here on the program with a capital P here on the program.
Jake Asman, come on down. How you doing, good sir?
Wow, what an intro. I mean, Boy Green is known for having the intro, but Wudi, that was unreal, man. Thanks for the kind words, son.
We are men of many names.
My favorite Austrian Jets fan right there, baby. Boy Green
meets Wudi. Welcome to another episode of Boy Green Meets Wudi. It is your boy, James Wudi, and you already know me and Wudi, rocking everywhere. Right here with one of the best outfits I've ever seen him wear. Talking about the shirt and the hat combo. It is the boy who became king, repping the BG. You already know he is none other than Mr. Paul Esden Jr. Yes. I see you guys in the comments showing love. K Brock, Hep, how you guys doing? Take flight, talk, Mr. Badshaw, about he's getting ready. I know he's going to the ATM soon to hit me with that 100. Less than 2 weeks away till payday. Let's get it going. Hey, Boy Green, how are you?
Not great. I appreciate that intro. That makes me feel slightly better. And just a quick shout out here to K Brock. No, BG is not still high from this morning. I had a back injury and have been heavily medicated, but the medication is worn off. So thank you. So no, I feel like I'm back to normal. So thank God for that. I'm sure you guys missed that version of Boy Green, but my multiple personalities, I'm sure, could come out at some other point in the near future. But no, I'm not good, Wudi, because the Jets are 0-3, and that sucks. And we have this devastating news, so let's get right to it. We won't cut the baloney thin here. First off, the Jets stole Mark Robinson, a linebacker, off the New England Patriots practice squad. And hey, anytime we could steal from the Patriots table so they can eat less, phenomenal. I'm always aboard that train, which is great. We'll get into who Mark Robinson is and all that jazz in a second. But they stole him from the practice squad, which means, for the transactional thing that if people don't understand, when you take a player off someone else's practice squad, you have to immediately sign them to your 53-man roster, which means you need to make a corresponding roster move for that player to fit. So we now know who that corresponding move is going to be. Unfortunately, Quincy Williams is going to injured reserve. Shout out to Rich Samini. He broke that news on social media. Tom Pelcer was the one who broke the news that the Jets were signing Mark Robinson off the Patriots practice squad. And he did note, quote, Jets linebacker Quincy Williams is expected to miss time because of a shoulder injury he suffered Sunday against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Not season ending, but he'll be down for a while. And as we learned from Rich Samini, that while is 4 games at least on injured reserve. So here are the 4 games, by the way, the Jets are going to miss Quincy Williams for. It's their Monday night road trip to play the Miami Dolphins in week 4. That's this Monday, of course. They host the Dallas Cowboys. Sunday, October 5th, will be there for that one, but no Quincy Williams, unfortunately, for that one. A few other Cowboys also won't be there for that one. More on that later. On week 6, they host, and I use that in quotes because the game will be in London, but they host the Denver Broncos. And then week 7, they host the Carolina Panthers back at MetLife Stadium. So the Jets have 2 home games. Denver doesn't really count, although it's a home game on the schedule officially. And then Miami. And then Quincy would be first eligible to return for the Week 8 game in Cincinnati against the Cincinnati Bengals. But my fear would be this, Woody, because the Jets have a bye week the next week. If they held him out another extra game, he'd have basically 3 more weeks of rest until we get to that follow-up game. So I think the Jets might be tempted there. Again, this is my speculation, but they might be tempted to hold him out past that one game because he would unlock even more time to recover from whatever this injury is. It did not look good against the Buccaneers. And this sucks, man. He's one of the true leaders on the team in a contract year. Devastating news.
Absolutely. You guys spent way too much time disrespecting him. Don't think I've forgotten all the things that I heard my own co-host say, my people in the comments say about Quincy. I felt like he was, top 3 on the defense, an all-pro linebacker, one of the best in the game, one of the best in the biz. And in these first 3 games, watching the Jets attempt to play defense, he was the only one that was actually making moves, forcing fumbles. We still haven't recovered. Obviously, Will McDonald, had a incredible recovery. But what I was gonna say was we haven't forced a defensive turnover, which is still the case. In Quincy's case, it's not for a lack of trying. That's what I was getting at. That Quincy has forced some situations. The team hasn't been able to capitalize, but he's a tremendous player. One of the few people on this team that know how to tackle, which, becomes a bigger sticking point after every game we play. So in every way, I think this is a big loss. Again, this is a puncher of the football, one of the best tacklers on the whole team. Spectacular in coverage. I cannot say enough positive things about Quincy Williams, to not, to be without him, especially with how this defense has looked and where I think it's going. This is a tremendous, tremendous loss for that unit.
Yeah, there is. And by the way, there should have been a defensive turnover. Quincy Williams strip sack Baker Mayfield. Now, the Buccaneers ended up recovering it, so wouldn't have mattered anyway, I suppose, but it would have been a massive loss in yardage. They called it an incomplete pass, but it was 1,000% an empty hand. I don't know why the Jets didn't challenge that or somehow it was not challengeable or what have you, but that was 1,000%.
The Browns recovered. I think that's why they didn't.
The Buccaneers, but yes, that's what I'm saying. But still, the loss of yardage, they would have lost 20 yards for the ball bouncing all over the place.
Yeah, that's true. That's a good point.
I field position, I think, would have been critical, or that drive, let alone, right? Whatever they were at, 2nd and 5, and all of a sudden 2nd and 25. I think that would have made a tremendous difference. So I understand they didn't recover. And again, that goes to the joke of all these oblong-shaped footballs, and somehow they're bouncing away from the Jets outside of the Will McDonald block where it beautifully popped right into his hands and doinked 15 yards the other way so he could get play fetch like a dog and go get it, which was impressive as all hell. So, no, that would have been the only thing. But, no, Quincy Williams, this is a massive loss, and I feel bad for Quincy. Hopefully it is only this amount of time. Again, both Tom Pelissero and Rich Cimini said the good news is it's not season ending. Of course, the bad news is you lose it. And here's the other thing, Woody. Zach Roseblatt tweeted this out a while ago. I'm sure he'll refresh with this take. Our thinnest positions on the team that we're like, as long as we stay healthy there, we'll be fine with the starters. Jermaine Johnson, we've missed him. Defensive end has been tough. Linebacker now with Quincy Williams, we've missed him. Wide receiver with Josh Reynolds, who, again, Josh Reynolds is Josh Reynolds. He's not in that same category as those other guys, but it just goes to show you. He was supposed to be a starting receiver, and we had to see your boy Alan Lazard come in for a touchdown. Salute to the great Alan Lazard.
You guys still can't even give him credit.
No.
Lazard out here with the sticky fingers, out with a tough grab.
He definitely let me just, if we're being real here, it doesn't matter. We lost the game anyway. He 100% did not catch the ball, and his helmet hit out of bounds. 100%. He did not have full control. His helmet touched the out of bounds.
That's the most ridiculous. Oh my God!
So why do you think that? Let me say this.
Crazy.
So why didn't they say call confirm then? If you say it's as obvious as it was, they said call stand. You want to know what that means? That means that they could not confirm the call. They just had to leave it as it is on field, which means if they would have called it out of bounds, they would not have reversed it. So again, I watch it play. I'm like, I don't know, but shout out to Alan Lazard, because then it would have been over. There was 4th and goal. So if he doesn't catch it or not catch it, then the Jets game ends a lot quicker in a different way. So salute, of course, to Alan Lazard. But anywho, the depth at all these positions, we've been chopped in the sack at every position that we had depth concerns, and that sucks. From quarterback to wide receiver to pass rusher to linebacker, that's been a real swift kick in the loins for the Jets, and we're only 3 weeks into the season.
Well, the injury bug is not just at MetLife, okay?
Sure.
The Niners, I mean, there's a lot of teams, even the team that we just faced, I would argue, was way worse than us, the Buccaneers. The 49ers are probably the worst bit team in the entire NFL. You ask me, hey, who are the top 6 players on the team? And 5 of them are out. Some of them for the year already in week 3. So, for the Jets, as yes, it stinks that we've lost guys at some positions, but gotta find ways to win, because that same Niners team that I just mentioned hasn't even lost a game. The Buccaneers, right? They find ways to win. The Jets, we can't be out here talking about, oh well, we lost these, a couple players, and use that as an excuse. That loser mentality, I will not stand for it. So these guys, AG and the squad, they got a game plan with the personnel they do have, and try to find a way to snap this losing streak on Monday.
We'll see if they can. One last thing on Quincy, and then we can move on to other things. Is Quincy Williams a member of the Jets next year, James Wudi?
He better be. He better be.
All right.
Sure. I don't know who I'm gonna have to fight. If he's not, but he better be. That's all I gotta say about that. Have you guys seen Jamie Sherwood play this season?
Yeah, he has looked a little off kilter.
You guys, I have not forgotten the slander. The slander, you guys. My God, the shiny new toy mentality that you guys have with some of these players is crazy. Just disrespecting a true stud like Quincy Williams. He better be here next year.
Real quick, just correct me. When did Quincy Williams become a Jet?
Was it 2021, 2022? One of those?
That seems like pretty close to when Jamian Sherwood came in. You're saying shiny new object. Jamian's been here for 4 years. This is his.
Are you serious? When have they started games? This last year was just. What do you mean?
Wow. Anywho, again, in all seriousness, I love Quincy Williams. I want him to be awesome. And unfortunately, he's hurt now. He was making crazy plays in the Buccaneers game, and I was like, man, here's Quincy Williams. He is flying all over the place. And now we'll see. Hopefully this injury is just what it is. Again, because he's out for 4 games, that's just the IR rules. The Jets are not choosing that he's out for 4 games. So hopefully that's all it is. And then he can come back immediately after in the first eligible game, which I mentioned is week 8 against the Bengals. But the Jets have a bye week the next week, so they could be tempted not to bring him back immediately. So it's a minimum of 4 games, and we'll go from there. So hopefully that gets cleaned up. Wudi, one of the new bits we're going to be doing, and we're doing it this season, and we haven't done it every season, but I think it's an interesting way to do it, is sort of our top questions to answer from the previous game heading into the next game for this Tampa Bay Buccaneers thing. And let's get into it. We'll shift over there. We always pivot. We're flexible. I'm not as flexible as my back just told me, apparently, but, we're normally pretty flexible, Wudi. And, we have to address the breaking news of all this linebacker stuff today. Oh, yeah, I guess I'll tell you guys real quick. Here's a 2-minute drill real quick on the Jets' new linebacker. His name is Mark Robinson. He was a late-round pick of the Pittsburgh Steelers, a 7th-round draft choice. He spent his first 3 years there, and then he ended up on the New England, 3.5 years, I suppose. He was on the Steelers through training camp this year, did not make final roster cuts, ended up signing with the New England Patriots on their practice squad, and that's where he was. He was elevated for every game this season, which means the Patriots used him on their active roster in all of these games. Every player is only allowed 3 practice squad elevations throughout the season. So that means if the Patriots wanted to use it again, They couldn't, so they would have had to sign him to the 53-man roster. So the Patriots were up against a rock and a hard place, and the Jets take advantage, bringing him to their 53-man roster. He's more a special teamer than a player. So if you're looking for I saw that question earlier, who's replacing Quincy Williams in the lineup? I would be surprised if it's Mark Robinson here, but who knows? The Jets are in desperate times. But I think what will happen here is Marcelino McCurry-Ball replaces Quincy in the lineup. And then Mark Robinson replaces Marcelino's role because Mark is a special teamer. He's played nearly 700 special team snaps in his career. So he's a big-time special teams player, and obviously the Patriots valued him in a great way, and so did the Steelers back in the day as well. So that's what I think is going to happen, if it's my gut. One more, I guess, there on Quincy. Do you believe it's going to be Marcelino McCurry-Ball there, Wudi? Are you a Kiko Mauingoa guy? And how confident are you in whoever's stepping up for him in his place?
Well, based on what we saw when Quincy went down in the Bucs game, that it would be McCurry-Ball. How confident? Not confident at all. Defense sucks. We're one game away from me, officially declaring Steve Wilkes public enemy number one. We're gonna see what we can do there. But yeah, I think it will be him. And then Mark Robinson, while you were talking, I tried to do a quick Google. Okay. No football players came up. Then it asked me if I meant Craig Robinson, the dude from The Office, Hot Tub Time Machine. Nope, that's not him either.
Funny guy.
Yeah, he is. He's pretty funny. So, good luck to Mark. Hopefully, he can do something in the NFL that requires a Wikipedia page, because right now it's looking light.
I just want to make this clear. He does have a Wikipedia page. You just have to go, Mark Robinson, football player. There he is. And he pops right up. But again, still, the fact that you hit a Google search, you're not the first Mark Robinson to come up, normally is not a good sign. Gonna just tell you that. But like I said, we'll see what happens there. I saw Hep ask about this several times, so let me throw it over to you, Wudi. Does Hep I saw Hep ask this question to us. CJ Mosley, does he take off the old agent glasses and goes, damn it, the call has been in? And he grabs the old 57 jersey and runs back out through the tunnel for the Jets.
I love CJ.
Yeah.
He's a captain.
My captain. Yeah.
Yeah. But any smart man, who's running out to be on this 0-3 dumpster fire of a squad? What are we talking about? If they were 3-0, they lost Quincy. Oh, CJ, step in. Come on now. That's movie stuff right there. But this 0-3, just don't. Come on now. Enjoy your family, CJ. Enjoy your time away from the game. You're gonna risk injury for this? Come on now.
As much as I would love to see 57 run out of that tunnel, the reason why CJ Mosley retired wasn't money. It wasn't this. It wasn't that. It's very simple. It was a neck injury, and he wanted to. And this came out after. CJ Mosley wanted to come back. Obviously, the Jets didn't think it would happen, and he was in conversation with the Ravens, his original team, his OG team, and their doctors would not clear CJ Mosley, so he couldn't sign. And then as soon as that happened, CJ went, I'm going in this other direction. I don't know how long he had been considering that agency option as that other flavor, but he went in that direction. So as much as me and Wudi both were massive CJ Mosley fans, it's just not going to happen with the injury. Again, hey, what gives me hope, Wudi, is watching wrestling, and you think you know me, and Edge coming out with his neck injury, and you think it's over, and then it's not. Of course, the difference in wrestling is you can suit up there and do wrestling at an older age. It's a little harder for football, so I don't know how big that window is for him. But unfortunately, not going to happen there for Mosley. Sorry, Hap, I saw you ask several times, and I wanted to address that before we move forward. Anything else on this you want to address, Wudi, before we turn the page?
No, just love our guy and continue to wish the best for him.
Of course. So let's get into it. Again, we want to answer some pressing questions we have, ask them and answer them ourselves, rhetorically, I guess, from the previous game moving into the next game. Wudi, I guess we'll start off with you. What is a big question you have coming off of this Buccaneers game that the Jets absolutely have to answer before Week 4 Monday Night Football against the Miami Dolphins?
Well, as CBW knows, I do keep it real. All right, this has nothing to do with. I say it every week. It's not about positivity, negativity. Nope, it's just real. That's all it is. So here is a real question.
Okay.
From a real curious guy. Does Aaron Glenn know situational football? And I'm curious to know if that is the case.
Okay.
I will see if we find out the answer in Miami. But both halves, the Jets made crucial mistakes that you kind of can. Well, at the first half, you could definitely blame on AG. All right, that drive where Tyrod threw the pick. Come on now, you just tried that the drive before 3 and out. The blitz was getting to your man's every time. 40 seconds left, no timeouts. What was going to happen? It was only going to be a bad scenario. You got to kneel that. You gotta kneel that.
No way. I totally disagree. What are you talking about, man?
Literally 40 seconds, no timeouts. You just went 3 and out because your QB has had no time. And what happened? What do you mean? What happened? He was off balance. Boom, pick six. Now you're down 2 scores. Instead of being down the 1 score, you were just down.
Don't throw the ball, Tyrod or Tyrod. Apparently, someone told me on the broadcast that this whole controversy led whoever was on the broadcast this week for the Jets, because I was calling the game, so I don't know who the broadcasters were. But they said, hey, we saw the whole Tyrod thing go viral on social media. Is it Tyrod or Tyrod? He said, oh, it's Tyrod. So I don't know what to make anymore. Whatever the hell you want to call him. I guess I'll go back to Tyrod. That's incredibly confusing. But Tyrod, you're 36 years old. This is your 15th NFL season. You don't throw that ball off your back foot late to the sideline. You know what happens. Now, Garrett should have come and attacked the ball, which he did a little, and then he stopped. So Garrett should have attacked the ball more. But if I'm assigning blame, that's 1,000% on Tyrod Taylor. What are you doing, dude?
What do you mean?
Have pressure around you.
You don't have time in that situation. The number one thing you don't do is take a sack, which is what he did not do.
No, the number one thing you don't do is throw a pick six. Take the sack. Take the sack, and then that's kneeling it. That kneels it, to your point. If he gets hit in the backfield and goes down to crashes down to the canvas, clock runs out in the half, and then that's it. There's no pick six. You don't throw a ball late.
But that's AG, the coaching of AG, trying to be aggressive when you didn't need to be aggressive in that scenario. Let's fast forward to point number 2.
Before we fast forward, just to go to point number 1, because apparently the coach you miss, it's not Robert Saleh. It's not Adam Gase. It's you yearn for the coach on the other sideline, because Captain Todd Bowles, if he was in that situation, let's kneel it out, guys. Coach, we got another minute to go. Let's kneel it out. Captain Conservative was Todd Bowles. He kneeled it out all the time with whether he had timeouts in his back pocket or it didn't matter. He went, let's play some defense. And he would kneel it out every time. We have yearned for aggressiveness and trying to get points. That's the real great teams. The difference is maximizing end of first half, beginning of second half. Like when you can get that.
At least we agree on that.
Okay. Well, finally.
But the point is we got to make the smart move. It's not about, the aggressive team always wins, or Dan Campbell would have 6 Super Bowls right now. It's the smart move. Not always, sometimes there's a time to be aggressive, there's a time to be conservative.
Okay. So
no,
Aaron Glenn, I agree, but Aaron Glenn didn't throw the pick. He didn't say, hey, Tyrod, let's throw that pick. And you're saying if they just kneeled it, the pick couldn't have happened because there was no possibility. That's ridiculous. Blame the player. The coaches can only do so much. And I'm not saying Aaron Glenn's been perfect. Obviously, he hasn't. We're 0-3. But the coaches can't be at the fault. Like Michael Clemens doing stupid shit, that can't be all AG's fault. The only part that's AG's fault is he's keeping him out on the field.
On the field, that's a pretty big fault.
But who okay, are you ready for some Tyler Barron action?
Maybe. Like, are you talking about maybe? So let's go. Let's fast forward.
Okay, go ahead. Yes.
All right. So Will McDonald, obviously everybody has seen the play. It totally killed my parlay. I only needed 3 more Tyrod Taylor passing yards to hit. But obviously we were all excited. I was hitting the AG, okay, while that Will McDonald play happened.
Of course.
But here's the thing.
Yeah. Okay.
The defense stinks and they allowed them to get into field goal range. I want to say the first play. If it wasn't the first play, it was the second.
Yeah, it never wasn't the
plays.
first play, but yeah, it was a couple plays that got them there. Yeah.
So now the game is pretty much lost. It's pretty much lost. The only thing you can do, and it's so funny because the Bucs actually did this last week to the Texans.
Okay,
is to let them score a touchdown so that you have a chance. All right, the Jets have actually done this successfully against the Browns when they had their miraculous comeback. The Joe Flacco led Jets against the Browns 3 years ago. Bucky Irving breaks loose, and the Jets, who can't tackle, made that tackle, and the game was over. That's a situation where you could have had 55 seconds to try to win the game that we didn't even get. I probably would have hit my parlay, but the game, and it just wasn't even an option. It was not an option. So again, I'm not trying to say that AG stinks or anything like that, but I am, that's what I was when he got hired, and I was trying to find positives because he was not the candidate that I was looking for. I was like, well, hopefully situational football, the in between the lines type things, he would give us a plus. And so far in tight games, we are 0-2. So I would like to see that plus show itself at some point.
So I hear you. I hear you on the end of the game situation because we disagree apparently on the first half situation. So I hear you on the end of the game. But what it seems like is, and who knows, players do things of their own accord all the time. But with how the Buccaneers handled it, and they just kept kneeing it to use the time to get in field goal position, how do we not know that Bucky Irving wasn't instructed, if you break it free, buddy, you're flying on the ground? Because of how they were operating offensively, seemed like they were all under the same, hey, let's just get in field goal range. And I know the last one was blocked. This one won't be. Let's just get in position. It seemed like that was on their minds the entire time anyway. So it may be a moot point anyway that no touchdown allowed would have happened.
But he literally didn't fly on the ground though.
Yeah, but where did he get tackled? At what yard marker? It wasn't a 10-yard field goal.
Well, I mean, that's not possible. But yeah, it was a short field goal. It was a shorter.
It was like a 36-yard field goal or something.
Yeah. So okay, I mean, yeah, I guess we technically don't know if he would have dove on the. But
why are you putting it in quotes?
Because I mean, we don't know. But hey, this is what I will say is that the Jets should have found out. The fact that they didn't find out is a mistake. That's a mistake.
We're not, if you're at the 5-yard line and everyone backs up, like the situations you're bringing up, it's not, there was a significant amount of yards between Bucky Irving getting the handoff in the end zone. It's not like it was 5 yards or 10 yards where the defense could go like this and literally let them walk through. There's so much of a gap that I've never seen. You maybe you'll be able to bring up examples. I've never seen a defense like at the 30-yard line. So go right there, buddy, take it. It was to me, I think it was too far of a gap. So again, on AG and letting them do this, there's plenty of things to blame AG for after the first 3 weeks of the season. I think your two examples are not two examples I would have highlighted. There are highlighting things that you could do for AG on a variety of situations. Timeout usage we could basically just throw the Buffalo game out because they didn't come to play, which could be another AG thing if you want to get them for that. Lack of preparation for the Todd Bowles blitz. How are they not prepared for that? That would 100% be an AG thing I would point out. The Pittsburgh game and the wasting of timeouts earlier on the 2-point conversion stuff, which ended up biting them in the ass later where time runs out. That's another thing. We could say, AG, whoa, what are you doing? But the two things you said, like I said, it's an agree-disagree situation. I just don't see it.
Damn, gotta talk to your optometrist because they're right there. They're literally right there, especially at the end of the game. Because my point is that he already broke free. Like, it's not like I'm saying, oh, like any run, you allow that to happen. Like, no, he was at the same, like he ran 10 yards. He ran for a first down. So the safety, all you gotta do is take a bad angle. Simple. Brandon Stevens does it all the time. He does it all the time.
But that's on purpose. Or on accident, apparently, they does it all the time.
Yeah, so do it on purpose this time. Like, Right.
Okay.
All right. Ask
Here's
us your question if you have one.
Well, my question is painted by one of our listeners, so let's go to him on the Take Flight Talk channel, which, by the way, we're streaming live in 5 different destinations: my YouTube, my Twitter, my Instagram, Wudi's Instagram, and Take Flight Talk. Make sure you get to subscribe on YouTube. So I love that I get to dive into a Take Flight Talk question for me. Justin Fields, where art thou? My question is this: after seeing one game of Tyrod Taylor, hell no. Get your ass to the bench, buddy. We need Justin Fields immediately because there are 14 games left in this season. We need to see if Justin Fields is the guy. I know 36-year-old expired milk ass Tyrod Taylor is not the answer to that. He was tough, and I give him credit for toughness, but he gave up 2 turnovers that resulted in 10 points in a game that we lost by 2. Tyrod Taylor is one of the biggest pieces to blame for us losing that game, among other things. But he was a big one. I want Justin Fields back in the game. Did Justin Fields suck against the Buffalo Bills? He obviously sucked. It was one of the worst games I've ever seen quarterbacking, and that's saying a lot because I've seen a lot of shitty quarterback play as a Jets fan. But Justin Fields is 26, 10 years younger than Tyrod Taylor, and there is hope that maybe he could be something. There is zero hope with Tyrod Taylor. Give me Justin Fields. My question is, where art thou, Justin Fields? And please find your way from the light of the NFL's concussion protocol.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm thinking more about Lenora Sellers.
Oh, come on.
What do you mean?
Man.
What do you mean? Oh, I was talking about that. Do you know where we
You're
are?
thinking 10 talking week 4, man?
What do you mean? Look around, man. Look around. This team stinks. It's funny. I can't believe you really still thinking that Justin Fields can be something other than what he's already. He's in 2 games. He showed you exactly who he is. Somebody who can have a nice game here or there, and someone who's going to have shitty games here and there. It is what it is. It is what it is. You can hope for that. Keep trying to call it something else that it's not. But
so you're not curious where Justin Fields is. You're totally fine with Tyrod Taylor being the quarterback this week.
Yeah. I'm curious about what. Curious for what? I mean,
he's 26.
Hey,
what did you see week 1? What did you see week 1?
What did I see week 1? What do you mean? What did I see?
Justin Fields. What did you see from Justin Fields week 1?
Oh, Tanner Angstrom put on a master class. Oh. My God. What do you mean? Oh, what do you mean? Oh, I love when
do you give that. None of the credit to Justin Fields?
I mean, he did his job. So in that respect,
okay.
Yes, he, Tanner said throw here, he threw there. He had that nice throw to my guy, Jeremy Ruckert. And there you go.
Wow.
See, Sharon, you already know. Sharon is literally my favorite person. No disrespect to everybody else. But Sharon, we've been on the wavelength. Since day one. Since day one, we always talking about the same thing. Sellers and Harbor. Come on now. Harbor and Garrett Wilson can
Stop. Okay, it's September 23rd, man. Please. We'll have plenty of draft content to come. Let's not rush it, man. Okay? Can we try to enjoy the season that we wait for all year long to get to the season to get here?
I would love to enjoy it. Can AG help me out? Can someone in the organization help me try to enjoy the season that we've been waiting for all year, Boy Green? Can somebody help me? Because they're not helping.
All right. Well, I guess I know what your next question is. It's going to be, who do the Jets take with the number 1 overall pick of the 2026 NFL draft? That's your top question, I'm sure. So now go ahead. I'm sorry to spoil it for you, but yeah, go ahead, please.
No, we know it would be Sellers. Let's go with this. All right. And I think this is the biggest problem with this year's team.
Biggest problem. Okay, here we go.
Should Steve Wilkes have a job?
Oh, damn. Wow, that's blunt.
Should he have a job? I don't know. My man, he was out the league. When he got his last gig, he was so unwelcome. He's getting these short pit stops, and I feel like people look at the resume and they're like, "Damn, we should hire Steve Wilkes because of that resume." And then he's there, and then they're like, "Oh, damn, we gotta get rid of Steve Wilkes." And right now, as much that I am the last person to just criticize Saleh for no reason. And I was like, I appreciate all the different things that he did. You guys are seeing firsthand what Salah was doing, the same roster pretty much. What Salah was doing, and now the same Jamie and Sherwood that we used to call him the Florham Park Strangler. Just Jamie and Sherwood, pay him this, pay him that. With Steve Wilkes.
Whoa, Wudi, we've got a breaking Jets trade coming in. Wait a second here. Okay. The New York Jets have made a trade with the Tennessee Titans. Breaking news just moments ago. Jarvis Brownlee has been sent to the Jets in exchange for a 2026 late-round pick swap, according to NFL insider Jordan Schultz. He is a cornerback, a fifth-round pick of the Tennessee Titans in 2024. He has 1 career interception and 10 PBUs. Aaron Glenn adds a young corner to his defense while Tennessee gets a draft pick in 2026. Let's welcome in Jarvis Brownlee. Wudi, your thoughts?
Wow, not Jason Brownlee. Jarvis. My thoughts is, hey, at least AG. I mean, this is good. This is a good news, and this is another good affirmation if your team, AG and Muji, that they see that it's not working. They see that Brandon Stevens absolutely stinks on ice, and they're like, okay, let's try to bring somebody in. I mean, he only has 1 career interception, so he'll fit in with everybody on the team, right? He's not going to be showing up anybody because I don't think anybody on the squad got more than like 2. So, welcome Brownlee. And I think, to bring in a young guy, a guy they can try to mold, to help out, I think is always a good thing. And Brandon Stevens, anything to take snaps away from Brandon Stevens, if that's what that means. If it's not what that means, and we talking special teams, then y'all can miss me with that.
Let me just be perfectly transparent here, right? So I've got a lot of tabs open on my computer, and I'm always sort of monitoring things just in case of breaking news, right? And I go over to, I work at Heavy, so we have a Heavy chat for all our people to claim stories and stuff. And I see someone jumped in the Jets chat and says, I'm claiming Jets Brownlee trade. And I'm like, oh my God, Jason Brownlee's back? We just traded with the Chiefs for Jason Brownlee? And then I go and I'm like, that's not Jason Brownlee. And I'm like, well, who is that? And I'm like, oh my God, Jarvis Brownlee. I'm not sure if there's any relation, but I will be honest. When I saw, and that's how the person wrote it in the claim, whoever the random writer is, said, Brownlee Jets trade claimed. And I'm like, what? Oh, baby. And I sort of held it together on air pretty good. And Jarvis Brownlee. So, you are right. To me, I think it's moves to moves is it, right? So, for instance, we talked about earlier, the Jets claimed Mark Robinson. A lot of people said, who the hell is Mark Robinson? And you're like, oh, they claimed a linebacker off the Patriots. So clearly they're making moves. That's their second move of the day. So Darren Muji being very active here, both on defense too. Interesting. But it wasn't about, with all due respect, which again, we could say and then say anything. It wasn't about Mark Robinson. It's like, oh shit, what does that mean for Quincy? And then we quickly found out injured reserve. The Jets have now traded for some guy named Jarvis Brownlee, a 5th-round pick of the Titans. I'm going to be honest, I don't know a whole heck of a lot about him besides that he's not Jason Brownlee. And what does this mean at corner? Because maybe to your point, it says something about Brandon Stevens. Maybe it says something about Michael Carter II. I don't know. He's been banged up. He's looked awful. Does that say something about him? I'm not sure. So we're in a lot of speculation land to see what's going on here, but that could be another one. And he has been one of the most, if we did a list, I know you're a top 5 guy, Wudi. If we did a top 5 most disappointing things of the season so far through the first 3 weeks, I'd make a very good case that Michael Carter's regression from Monstar to random civilian is one of the biggest surprises to me so far this season, that I thought we were getting Superman and I get a poor man's version of Clark Kent. Like, who the hell is Michael Carter II right now? I feel like I want to rip off the Michael Carter II and just, he has no name right now. He's just jersey 30 until he earns his name back.
Yeah, see, you choose to blame the player. I'm going to blame the coach because he was very successful. He was Superman with Salah. Now Steve Wilkes comes in and he got a bunch of Clark Kents. He got a bunch of people looking like Clark Kent. This is not unique to Michael Carter II. And that's what I'm saying. Does this man deserve a change of the whole scheme and got all these Supermen playing like Clark Kent?
Yeah, but okay. So I get scheme can sometimes make people look bad. How is Michael Carter II just missing tackles? Like he's just straight up profile. It's 1-on-1, him versus player, DK Metcalf. That happened. Gets juked out of his socks. And he's been juked out of his socks a lot. It's not just one time. He's been missing tackles all over the place. How is that on the coach? Did he say, hey, I know you've been tackling pretty good through your career, but let me show you this new technique where you miss it? That doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't make sense, but Steve Wilkes is doing something, and that's why he can't hold down a job. So you're Team Wilkes. You love Wilkes. He's been doing a fantastic job.
I did not say that, but
the player, just every single player just happens to somehow happen to regress for no. We don't know.
Hey,
why.
Quincy was playing pretty good, right?
I mean, yeah.
Juwan Briggs has been playing pretty good, huh? Quinnen Williams has been playing pretty good, huh? There's been a few Jets defensive players. They haven't all been booty cheeks. A lot of them are playing poorly, but not all of them.
I'll give you the Williams, and
Yeah.
I'll give you
What about
my
Juwan Briggs? What about Juwan Briggs?
He's been all right. He's been what you wait, is he going to the Pro Bowl this year? Juwan Briggs?
Well, we'll see when the Pro Bowl ballots start to open. I don't want to make any grandiose gestures here, but we'll see. Here's the thing, and we can only hope this transition's the same. Jeff Ulbrich was booty cheeks in year number 1 for Robert Saleh. Just straight trash. So much so that people were asking for Robert Saleh to fire Jeff Ulbrich after the first year, and Saleh refused. I remember the interaction on the Michael Kay show. They said, hey, this Jeff Ulbrich, they were very blunt on the radio. Hey, Jeff Ulbrich, this guy sucks. You got to get rid of him? And Saleh's like, what are you guys talking about? It's 1 year. Hell no. Now, I don't want to have that mentality that we're just throwing away an entire year, but Ulbrich stunk, and then all of a sudden he found a way to get his own guys in. So I think that's another part of it. Now, the part that is less hard for me to argue is that Steve Wilkes, in theory, has all this talent on this team. We mentioned Michael Carter, Sauce Gardner, Quinnen Williams, Quincy Williams before now he's hurt, and all that Jermaine Johnson, Will McDonald, all this talent on the team. So you would have thought that we would have skipped the accelerator year of 2021 and been able to get right down to business with better talent. Obviously, that has not happened, which has been painful. So no, I think it's too small of a sample size, to be honest with you. So that he's the worst defensive coordinator. How does he have a job, or whatever the way you phrase that question, that he's still employed by the Jets or not? Hey man, because the thing we don't want is, speaking of Ulbrich, it comes back up, right? So he ran the defense last year. Saleh gets fired. Ulbrich, you're the new interim. Ulbrich's like, should I call the defense and be a head coach? You know what? I'm sure I can figure it out. I'll call both. And then the defensive stuff went down the toilet, and the head coaching was terrible. So he tried to put too much on his plate. So I think if AG's calling the defense, which could save it in a lot of ways potentially, that would take away from the HCing stuff. And so that's where I get a little lost in the sauce of is that the right move to make 3 weeks into your very first season? That's.
I mean, I'm definitely not suggesting for AG to become the DC of the team, but
who would it be?
What
if Wilkes gets tossed out the door with his cardboard box? Who's calling the defense now?
I mean, anyone can step up. What are you talking about?
Anyone? The ominous anyone. Am I serious? Yes. You're just saying, I'm sure anyone can figure it out. What do you mean?
Anyone can be better. Have you seen what Steve Wilkes has been doing, boy?
Unfortunately.
The amount of points allowed per game has been disgusting. It's been disgusting. And like I said, I said, I'll wait one more game before, putting him at the head of ISIS or something like that. I will wait one more game. But yeah, if they got Tua Tagovailoa looking like Roman Reigns out there, then I will have no choice but to publicly list Steve Wilkes as public enemy number 1.
By the way, Danger Zone saying, can this Brownlee play RB1? He's actually a cornerback, so I don't believe so. But we'll check it on that, Danger Zone. Thank you for the question.
Well, I'm sure I don't know how many more questions we got, but I do have a question about that.
Okay.
That we can ask.
Yeah, please. Okay. Yeah. If you get an intermediate question to go to, please.
Oh, okay. Well, are we gonna see the killer bees yet? It's a simple question, because Braylon Allen has been getting he was so hyped, right? He was drafted in every fantasy draft. He looked fantastic in preseason. Anyone who went to a practice was, this guy's electric, explosive. The dude hasn't gotten more than 6 carries in any game. And I know, Dane, the man from the danger zone, hates Brees Hall, hates him with a passion.
Oh, Jesus. Okay.
Just it's terrible. It's terrible. It's like you guys in Lazard, like that's how you feel about Brees Hall. And I remember week 1, I can't lie, I was taunting. I was like, "Yo, you owe my guy an apology." And Brees, well, I can't say he's been ass. I mean, no one is gonna say that he's been, elite, especially this last game. 9 carries, 21 yards. It has not been good. So with Braylon, but I don't even see them attempt it, especially if any of you guys watched the game last night with the Lions and the Ravens. Like that's what we're talking about. A team where David Montgomery can have a David Montgomery game, but then Jahmyr Gibbs can have a Jahmyr Gibbs game. We're not seeing none of that. Nothing even close to that type of killer bee attack. So with Braylon being so good and all these things explosive, can he get on the field? And I'm not, because you already know I'm the biggest Brees Hall fan. I want him to be a Jet for life. His jersey is right here. Like, all the positive things I can say.
Where? Where is it?
Right here.
Oh, in the closet. Oh, I see.
Yes.
Okay.
And all the positive things I can say, but it's even to his benefit. It's to everybody's benefit to have them be one of the best 1-2 punches in the league, and they not even the best 1-2 punch in New York right now. Like they got a. What do you? Are you seeing my boy Scatterboo? He been scatting.
Oh, jeez.
he been scatting. Yeah. So like they just have not. They haven't unleashed. Scatterboo getting more touches than Braylon. Let's get.
Well, Tyrell Tracy is hurt for 2 to 4 weeks, but yes.
Are you sure he just got hurt? Like in the second quarter of the game.
So your ultimate question was what? What about the killer bees?
Are we going to see them actually function like a committee at some point this season?
I want to use this moment. He did make the bees. He's like a backup dancer or something, which I guess starts with a B. Isaiah Davis, man. The Jets stumbled into him as a kick returner, and he has been so rock solid, man. I want to give because the Jets starting returners, week 1, were Xavier Gibson, which, by the way, he's on his 3rd team in 12 days. Shout out. He's now on the Philadelphia Eagles. So salute to Xavier Gibson. And Kade Nkwonu, who hurt his hamstring. He's been out multiple weeks with a hamstring. So those were the Jets. If they had their pick of the litter, those were their choices to be their return men, and both are unavailable for a variety of reasons. And they're like, all right, let's try this Isaiah Davis guy. And he's just been awesome. He's been really, really good, averaging basically 30 yards a return. Since he's sort of taken over here, he looked really good in the week 2 Buffalo game. Unfortunately, had a lot of opportunities to return because the Bills were scoring a lot of points. So the Jets had to keep getting the ball back. So he had a lot of that. So a big salute here to Isaiah Davis. So I want to give a shout out to Isaiah, who's looked good. And he's had very minimal opportunities in the backfield. But to go back to Brees and Braylon, the thing, and a question to your question almost, so Brees looked so good in week 1. Was it because, and this is what a lot of fans are saying, well, Tanner Engstrand had months to prepare for that game. These last 2, he hasn't had months to prepare. So he unloaded the bag for Brees, and now these last 2, he ran out of stuff, and now he's got nothing for him. And I hope that's not true because Brees is really talented. And I got Braylon Allen resting on the bench. He's cryogenically frozen. I visit him every once in a while, go down, to the ice store, and I see him locked in there. I'm like, we're going to get you out of here, buddy. And it just hasn't happened yet, but I'm still believing, and I'm not pulling the life plug on Braylon Allen on my fantasy bench. I'm going to keep riding that out and hope that turns around. But what happened to the Jets' offensive line? It was great week 1, and the last 2 weeks it's been MIA. Now, no Elijah Vera Tucker, of course, it's going to hurt, but they survived it in week 1 against the Steelers unit. Alex Highsmith, TJ Watt, they got some boys up there, and I know they're missing Derek Harmon too, first rounder in the middle, but I think the offensive line may be contributing a lot to these running back issues because they're not playing as well, and Brees and Braylon aren't delivering, and I don't think that's a coincidence. So, really, I think it's an offensive line issue, whether it's Steve Hyde, the coach, it's the players are being all discombobulated or whatnot. I don't know. But, if the Jets are going to turn this around, they're 0-3 right now. They need the killer bees. They need the offensive line to be the identity of this team, and we haven't seen it. The Dolphins present an interesting opportunity to do so in primetime on Monday Night Football in Week 4.
Absolutely. I mean, couldn't agree more, which is crazy because we've been disagreeing pretty much for the last 49 minutes nonstop.
Yeah, we have, yeah.
But I mean, it's like you said, this is the identity. Like, I was so hyped. I think that was my favorite part of Week 1 was how well the offensive line played against those guys that you just named. And it's like, damn, if they can do that against them, then wow, like this is going to be a season to watch. Like this is going to be a season to behold because they will be imposing their will. Now, you might be surprised to hear that the Jets are indeed 10th or tied for 9th, rather, in the NFL in rushing yards per game so far, which is obviously very good.
You're saying offensively you're talking about, right?
What? Yeah. We have, that's a rushing yards.
I was making sure you weren't saying like rushing yards allowed, basically. So
yeah.
Well,
but in the bottom 9. Yeah, but yeah. Okay. So top 9, or we are tied for 9th in rushing yards per game. You know, because I was expecting like when I looked at it, I was like, oh wow, still had 100 against the Bills. Didn't feel like it. But we're the only team in the top 10 that is winless. It's just disgusting. It's disgusting.
How do we keep getting these stats? So you just mentioned that, right? We're the only team that's in the top 10 that's winless. Over the weekend, there were 9 non-offensive touchdowns scored. And every team that had one won except the Jets. They were the only team that got a unique touchdown. Let's just categorize it in that way. Yeah. But we're unable to take advantage to win the game. But everyone else said, whoa, a bonus touchdown here. That was the decider of us winning or losing. And boom, we won. The Jets are the only one in that group that did not win the game. Like, that's unbelievable.
I mean, it is. I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, you know, I know, Boy Green, you came in this season talking about 10-7, 12-5.
Which we're still on pace to do.
Definitely not on pace. Is it still possible to be done? Yes, but we're not on pace. Right now we're on pace for 0-17.
We're due.
But yeah, I mean that's a crazy stat. I did not know that stat. So you put those stats together.
Sure.
And it's just like, damn,
we're
in for a rough time. And again, against the Dolphins, I need to see either the killer. I need to see the killer bees. I need to see us maintain, our spot in the top 10. That might be something Wudi 3-esque, talking about the rushing. But the defense, like, again, I think that's the biggest problem with this team. I don't know if we can stop any team from scoring less than 21 points, which, if you recall, Justin Fields has never won a game where his team has allowed 21 points. So he's like, it's not like 0-1. It's like 22 games. So we're gonna have to figure out that side of the ball pretty quickly.
For sure. Yeah, let me do this. I don't know if Indy's in the chat, but I just want to make sure that we do it here. Shout out to Jets Worldwide Snowball. He makes all of our, and here is his handle, so you guys can go find his YouTube channel. It's all one word, Jets Worldwide. It's Snowball and Johnny Boy and their podcast, talking all things Jets. And the reason why I'm bringing them up is they make all the emojis for the channel. If you're a Boy Green Coffee Club member, you hit the emoji button, you get all these cool, unique emojis. And we're about to unveil another one because Indy Jets has finally got his emoji, Wudi. So you're going to get your first reaction to Indy's emoji to be revealed. Are you ready?
Let's do it.
Okay, here we go. So shout out to Ingy, an OG Jets fan. We're about to reveal your emoji, and everyone else in the universe will now be able to utilize this. I'll put it up here to be utilized here in just a moment on our YouTube channel. But here it is, the Indy Jet emoji. Booyah! There it is, Wudi. There it is. What is your first thoughts on seeing the Indy Jet emoji? I'll pump it up here on the screen so people can see it better. Let me pop this up. This is from our boy Snowball. Indy Jets, baby. He is immortalized in emoji form.
I'm
You're
just
on mute.
thankful because
Okay, yeah.
I thought we were gonna see like some sort of Halliburton. I was not trying to see nothing like that. That would have made me upset. So I'm happy we out here. We got the thumbs up, and Indy's my guy. We talk about less than 2 weeks away. Jets, Cowboys. The party of the century, the boy green,
of course, sure.
The James Wudi tailgate. Come on now. I can't wait to see him, and hopefully we can hit this pose at the tailgate.
Yeah, that would be nice. That would likely be very good things happening here for Indy. And it was just, wait 1 second. Yes, now it's official, folks. If you're watching the show, you should be able to now use your Indy Jets emoji. So a big shout out to none other than our boy, Indy Jets, baby. There you go. Let it fly in the comment section there for Indy being, again, immortalized in emoji form. There you go. William says, I can see the resemblance. There you go, baby. Yes, and that is now available for you guys to utilize. And shout out to Indy Jets for that. So good for him. He's forever in emoji form, and so are me and you, Wudi. So it feels pretty good. Now we got another emoji brother in arms.
Absolutely. Shout out to my guy Bob on Take Flight Talk. Welcome. I feel like that's a name I haven't seen yet. So welcome if you're watching the show for the first time. Do we know if Fields will be QB1 this week yet? I believe we don't. Obviously my belief is that he will be. The first and foremost is that he has to, go through all those hoops with the new NFL concussion protocol. I feel they keep making it more and more difficult every year to pass. But as long as he does that, we already knew, he, this is his team to run this year. So, he's had the full week. Now he gets another week to try to, pass. So I'm thinking, yes, he will be QB1 this week.
Yes, there was a big, we did it on Boy Green Daily. I think it was this morning, although again, all the days blend together, but I'm pretty sure it was this morning that we did the show on it. But yesterday, Aaron Glenn spoke to the media and Rich Samiti asked, if Justin Fields is healthy, is he your starter? Like, basically, would you keep him on the bench? But based on what you saw from Tyrod. And AG gave this sort of cute answer. He said, we'll talk about that as a staff. So Rich Samiti followed up and said, so you're saying it's an open conversation, that it's not a lock. It just Fields is your guy. And he went, Justin Fields is the guy. Tyrod's a backup. And he made it very clear. So long story short, if Justin's healthy, he's the guy. With an extra week and it being Monday Night Football, I'd be surprised if he is not. But again, two things are very important to note. Every concussion is different, and every player handles concussions differently. So an impossible thing to sort of answer here, Bob. I wish I could give you a better answer. But if he's healthy, he's 100% going to be the guy. And the Jets need Justin Fields out there because he is much more mobile than Tyrod Taylor. And if any pressure comes to the Dolphins defense, Tyrod showed some level of mobility in the Bucs game, but not nearly enough. And he was under siege to get all my pirate references in there.
Yeah, I feel like that's a crazy take. He was definitely mobile. He had like 48 rushing yards, and he was actually hitting. He was actually hitting throws in the pocket, like with timing, and he was getting hit. And taking the
toughness. I gave him credit for the toughness and taking a few hits in the pocket and delivering a strike.
I mean, you said tough, yeah, but he was accurate and had great timing on his throws. I thought he did a very solid job.
Okay, I was just waiting for that adjective because it sounded like you were like, what's the right word to describe this? She has a great personality. That's
no, are you serious? No, Tyrod was good.
You hesitated when you said he had and I lean in. He had, you wanted to make sure you didn't say the wrong word. It's okay, Wudi.
No, that's
We're all here on live digital show here. There was some hesitation there. Which word you wanted to use?
Absolutely no hezzy.
Oh, okay.
No hezzy.
No hezzy.
Tyrod, that's my guy.
Okay.
Very accurate. And continues his streak. Every game played as a Jet, has a touchdown. Somebody had 2 touchdowns. Come on now. The Tyrod disrespect is crazy. Meanwhile, my man Justin Fields completes 3 passes in a game. You talk about we need Justin Fields. That's a crazy.
He had one bad game. One bad game. The first game was great.
Yeah, one good game. One good game.
Great. Hey, Tony the Tiger, say it with me. Great. Because that's what it was. It was a great game, but that's okay. Let's go to a YouTube super chat coming in here from our boy Hennessy Heisman, baby. Hit him with it. Wow. If thank you for the $5 super chat, we'll add that to your raffle ticket total for this month. If we win Monday and beat the Cowboys at home, I can't wait to see the narrative change. Glenn has taken a lot of backlash, like he's been here 15 years. And you want to know what, Hennessy? You just hit the nail on the head. The problem here is that too many Jet fans in the universe are saying, hey, Aaron Glenn, show us something here. We haven't been to the playoffs in 15 years. It's not his fault. He hasn't been here. Now, technically, he was actually here as a scout for some of those years, but that doesn't count, obviously. And now he's here. He's facing the sins of his forefathers. He didn't do this. He's 0-3, and that sucks, and we should throw whatever heat exists for someone being 0-3, but he shouldn't be, again, thrown with the sins of yesteryear, and that's what's happening. A lot of
we talking about this year. What are you talking about? We talking about 0-3. That's what we talking about.
People are bringing up the playoff draft, and they're bringing up that angst that they have as fans, and that is accelerating and adding to the heat that's getting thrown at AG. He's 0-3 on a team that won 5 games last year. What were people's expectations besides crazy me and crazy DNY for life? Besides like 2 or 3 of us who had really high expectations, everyone else is like Vegas at 5.5. So they're 0-3. We're making it sound like unbelievable. This Super Bowl team is starting 0-3. No, this is a team that a lot of people didn't have great expectations for, and they've played 3 games so far with opponents who are 8-1 against them. Like we're making it sound like the Jets have blown these games against shitty opponents. That hasn't happened.
I'm hearing a lot of excuses, boy. I'm hearing a lot of excuses from somebody who claims that we on pace for 10-7. Oh, the Vegas did this, we doing that, and
are you going to apologize when we start stacking wins?
Apologize for what?
For this nonsense you're spewing out of your blowhole, man. That's what I'm asking.
My point is that no one should be. Let's go. We are so proud of 0-3. Like, what are you talking? Like,
who's proud of 0-3?
To celebrate 0-3. You are.
I did not celebrate 0-3. What are you talking about?
Because you're on. What do you mean? That's everything you're saying. Oh, it's okay, guys. We were only supposed to win 5 games anyway. So why is 0-3 so bad? Come on, buckle up, buddy. That's what you're saying. All right.
I'm saying people are losing it as if the Jets were a Super Bowl contender and saying 0-3 is unacceptable. How did this happen? Everyone talked about the difficulty of the schedule leading into the season. So we all knew that 0-3 was a possibility. I'm not saying be pleased with it. I've been pissed. I'm livid. I want to win every game. But like that people are saying like this is unbelievable, and that people brought up Aaron Glenn should possibly be fired before the bye week if he doesn't turn around is wild to me. And the only reason people are saying that is because of the 14-year playoff drought. So let's not accelerate it, but the near potentially 15-year playoff drought that could be happening. That's the reason people are getting so angry, because if that didn't happen and the Jets would have made the playoffs last year or whatever year, and they didn't have this crazy ass drought, we wouldn't be throwing this level of heat at AG. He shouldn't. The thought of him being fired before the bye week is one of the wildest things I've ever heard.
I mean, I definitely am not saying that. I haven't even hinted at that. Zach Quinn, I'm curious for you to comment. What's your beef with what the hot trash? What you guys are bugging, because that's a QB of the future, baby. Come on now, Jets QB1 next year, Lenore Sellers. I'm not.
But I'm just saying those words have been said on the show, though. The words that not from me or from you, but there have been callers, multiple callers, who have called into the show and said if AG doesn't turn around, I could see
that must be on game day when y'all in your fields. That must be game day. Y'all in your field. Come on, no rational human being would be saying that or should be saying that. So I agree.
One of those people who said that is this guy. Indy Jets with the thumbs up. He's pointing at himself. He's one of the people who said it on the show.
Man, he need to flip that thumb upside down. You know what I'm talking about? He got hit with the. I'm not saying none of that with AG. Obviously, we hired AG. It hasn't been. We're not talking about Urban Meyer right now. Like, we're gonna see how this goes. But to say like 0-3, that is obviously not good. There's a lot of things that have not been good. The penalties, the defense, the existence of Michael Clemens, like there's a lot of things that's not good. What it has been good, I personally like the emotion. I like, AG,
as do I,
caring about the team, caring about the franchise, caring about the players. I thought this was a team that was going to compete in the trenches, and they did week one. Every other week since hasn't quite looked like it. So we're going to see. Obviously, it's 3 games of a 17-game season. So, it's not over by any stretch of the imagination. We got to see something. And of course, the opposite can happen too, right? It wasn't too long ago that the New York Jets were 7-4, and everybody, not just us, it was Fox, ESPN, CBS talking about, oh yeah, the Jets, they could win the division, or they definitely get a wild card. Like, there was a lot for them to be, and then they literally didn't win a game since. So what if the reverse happens? If the Jets start 0-6. And then all of a sudden, boom, we finished the season 7-4. So that's something that could possibly happen. So I'm not writing the obituary on this season yet, but I am saying that no one should be doing cartwheels for 0-3, because where it is right now is not good.
I agree with that. In the same way that you were like surprised that some people have said, oh man, maybe AG should go before the bye. I have not heard anyone do cartwheels or front flips or back flips for 0-3. 0-3 sucks. The Jets have done this. Every head coach they've had over the last 10 years as Adam Gase, Robert Saleh, and now Aaron Glenn, which stinks. So the Jets need to turn it around. But the good news is, as Hennessy says, there are 2 winnable games coming up, right? Okay. You got Miami, who's winless, so there's no excuse. You have to win that game. And then Dallas is going to be without CeeDee Lamb. They're down another starting offensive lineman. They just got smacked around by the Chicago Bears, who I don't think are very good. So, there's opportunity. You can't stack them and rack them. The Jets have shown no ability to overlook anybody, but they're winnable opportunities. And then you go, if, to Hennessy's point, you win those 2 games, you're 2-3 heading to Denver. It's not Denver, it's London, technically, as you're hosting that game, and then you see what happens. So, the Jets got to stack one at a time, and to me, let's get that first win for AG before we all convene at the tailgate. Hopefully, he does that on Monday Night Football, and then we're going for win number 2 in a row for the New York Jets.
That would be spectacular. I do think. I mean, you want to talk about a bad defense? The Cowboys.
Oh God.
It's not looking too good. So that's a game that all of a sudden just became like a shootout potential. Like, I feel like we're about to have a lot of fun.
Oh, great.
And you're gonna see a lot of scores that game. So yeah, we gotta figure something out. I saw someone in the comments talking about Spags. I'm not sure if that was something that was on the table, him leaving Kansas City, but obviously
the interview maybe, because he interviewed for the Jets for the head coaching job.
Oh, okay.
Maybe that's what they're talking about. I don't know. I'm speculating, but he did interview for the head coaching job this offseason. So
no, that's a good guess. So yeah, it's just and it's so funny because everyone was like, oh, offensive, defense, offensive, and now here it is, that defense. I never wanted. I was always like, coach, like let's get a, that's what AG said, you coach. But the defense. Wilkes, man. We gotta figure something out. It's gone to the point where now I am nonsensically rambling because that's how bad the defense is giving me the runs. And that's it.
Okay. Well, the defense has caused us all kinds of issues, and we'll see if old Steve Wilkes can let Indy give a thumbs up reaction to that Jets defense. Hopefully, a thumbs up.
And to my guy Zach, yo, we've had points. We had, obviously
32 against the Steelers, of course, right?
32 against the Steelers.
And whatever this one was.
27.
Yeah, 27. Yeah, 20.
Yeah, like that's, shootouts. Yeah, shootouts can be 27, 31, something like that. So I'm with it. I think we can have a shootout. I actually think both of these games have shootout potential.
What 2 games? Dolphins and Cowboys, you're saying?
Yeah. which
I can see that.
stinks. But because I mean, I would love to just like shut down the Dolphins.
That would
But
make sense. Yeah, I'd like that.
yeah. But yeah, I think both of these games have shootout potential. Regardless, I know Boy Green is not going to agree with this, but regardless of the Jets QB, I think they can put up points.
Interesting. Well, two things here. First off, Mark Sachetti's going trade. We talked about the trade, Mark, but I'll bring it back up for people who may have missed it. The Jets struck a trade. This is their second move of the day. We'll talk more about the other one in a second. The Jets traded for cornerback Jarvis Brownlee. He's a former fifth-round pick of the Tennessee Titans in 2024. He has one career pick, 10 PBUs, and who knows what the move of this move is, if that makes sense. So there's a corresponding roster move that has to happen here because the Jets just added a player and swap picks. So another spot has to be open here. That could happen in breaking news in minutes. If you guys see that from the Jets, let me know. Hopefully that's not bad news for like a Michael Carter II or something like that. I'm speculating because he's been banged up. So that could be another move because they have to make a corresponding roster move to open it up for Jarvis, who's coming in here. And then the other one that happened is the Jets signed Mark Robinson off the Patriots practice squad. That opened up another roster spot. Quincy Williams is being placed on IR, so that is 1 for 1, but there's still one more move to be made here. Is that like Michael Carter II or something going to IR? I hope not. That's another move to be made. If you guys see that as we're wrapping up here, obviously, let us know. I'll do one double check on the Jets to see if that is. But yeah, those are the moves. Active Darren Mucci here ahead of week 3, perhaps feeling the pressure of being down 0-3 and saying, hey, how can we fix some of these issues that could be coming there, obviously, for Mooch.
Yeah. While you were just talking, it came to me that I should give a shout out to Quantez Diggers. I feel like he's always there in the special teams. Whenever that punt coverage, he's just out here making the tackle. If you don't call a fair catch, he is making you pay for it each and every time. So if Brownlee is a special teamer, I hope that doesn't affect my guy because I feel like Stiggers has been fantastic so far.
Yeah, he has been. By the way, the trade is official from the Jets, so I just wanted to reveal this. His name is Jarvis Brownlee Jr. The Jets are swapping picks. In 2026, they went from the 6th round to the 7th round. So the Tennessee Titans are going to just move up a couple of picks. So the Jets don't lose a draft pick. They just gain a player, and they fall somewhere shorter. We'll see ultimately when the draft is here. Here's an interesting nugget from the Jets. Brownlee reunites with Jets DB coach and passing game coordinator Chris Harris, who served as the Titans defensive pass game coordinator and coach last season. So that's where they were both connected last year. So a coaching connection there for the Jets, but they have not announced a corresponding roster move. That is to come, Wudi, here shortly, I'd imagine today, to account for all these moves that are going on.
Definitely. Yeah, we will see what happens there. In terms of this show, you're going to be seeing us Thursday. We got Third Party Thursday, prepping for the Dolphins Monday night. So we got a special guest. You'll see us talk Dolphins. Always interesting talking about the AFC East since you already know the fan bases are so intertwined. That franchise is my least favorite in the entire NFL. I hate them.
Wow.
If they can go 0-17 every year, that's what I would choose for them. And we have a chance to bring them 0-4.
And fire their coach.
My gosh, it's a huge game in terms of talking shit to our rivals.
Yeah, that would be great. By the way, that Dolphins guy will be joining us. His name is Brian Miller. We've done podcast interviews together for almost 10 years, maybe even longer than that. So I've known him for a long time. He's our go-to Miami Dolphins guy. And yeah, I've been enjoying it. This will be the second straight year that he's joined me and Wudi for Boy Green Meets Wudi for some Jets Dolphins preview. So we'll be having that coming up on Thursday. All right, Wudi, any final thoughts as we're putting a bow on this puppy?
Just appreciate all you guys in the comments. It's always a great time. Of course, I can talk to BG all day, but to have you guys join in the conversation, we out here, we talking, everybody's talking, everybody is having their voice heard is a great thing. So I appreciate you guys following. Hopefully you guys are also liking and subscribing. I see some new names on the Take Flight Talk, Bob, some of the other guys, out here. So come on now, subscribe. You don't want to miss the next show. All right. So make sure to like the video. Hop over to Boy Green 25 as well. Subscribe there. hardest working man in the biz. Let me tell you, the man is doing live content every day, sometimes 3 times a day. Hardest working man in the biz. We love providing stuff for you guys. And like Sharon said, we are cleared for takeoff. Let's get it, baby.
And real quick, Wudi, is there anyone on Instagram you want to give a shout out to? Is there anyone cooking over there on the IG?
We had some people. Yes. Isaiah Weatherford in the building. I appreciate you. Oh, damn. I missed this comment from A-Rod Sweeney. What happened to Quincy Williams? Is he out for the season? He is not. He is just on IR, which means that he is out for 4 games minimum. We'll see after the 4 games, where his health is at. But yeah, 4 games. That's what we know for now.
And shout out to CBW, says we have 330 people over on Twitter watching Boy Green Meets Wudi, which I appreciate. We have 5 different destinations. So there's a lot of ways to enjoy the show. The most optimal way is either my YouTube channel, youtube.com/boygreen25, or for James Wudi, it's youtube.com/takeflighttalk. TFT, baby. So make sure you guys show your love for my boy. And I believe Wudi 3 is back this week, Woodster.
100%. Yes. I've had some, things occur that made it difficult for me to get it out last week. I had stats. If you follow me on Instagram, that's where we came up with Tyrod. He played 3 quarters, but got 4 touchdowns. So that was from the Wudi 3 I was trying to make. But, full transparency, I lost my uncle, actually. So, we had the funeral and wake and stuff, so it was a very heavy time for my family. I wasn't able to finish up the article the way that I wanted. I still had some stats that I was able to share to, some of the other creators out there. But this week, yeah, we got the Wudi 3. It will be in full force. So definitely make sure to keep your eye out on YouTube, because we got it. We got it coming.
And again, I've told you this privately, Wudi, because that news you just shared is not new to me. But again, prayers up for Wudi and his family during this difficult time. So, Wudi, thank you so much. And we're thinking about you, pal.
Appreciate you. Appreciate all of you. I'll see you guys in the comments too. I appreciate you guys.
Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Again, I'll be back tomorrow morning for Boy Green Daily. Boy Green Meets Wudi comes back on Thursday at 3 o'clock with Brian Miller, a Fin fanatic, a diehard, long-time Miami Dolphins guy that's covered the team for a long time. Our main squeeze on all things Dolphins. Thank you guys, everybody, for tuning in. Like the video, hit subscribe, and thumbs up. We'll see you next time. Take care, everybody.